Hey everyone, I'm here with Jeremy Pope. Hey Jeremy.
Hi.
Hi, you look like a teacher today, Jeremy.
I'm trying. I'm trying.
So Jeremy's with PRMG Mortgage, and he's going to talk to us today about why we need to stop renting. All right, let's
100%.
I'm interested in this for sure. As you know, I actually rent.
Yes, yes,
I own
yes.
investment property, so I feel like it's a little bit different. But it'll be cool to walk through an example.
Absolutely. Absolutely. The power is in the numbers. And I recently read a statistic that 90% of the millionaires in the United States made their money in real estate.
Nice.
Now, yes, yes. I am not suggesting that everybody's goal should be to be a millionaire. We would live in a boring world if that was the case.
Yeah.
However, what I do know is that is not a coincidence.
Right.
It is impossible. It cannot be. So what the point of this is that there is power in real estate, in owning property and setting yourself up for retirement, for just less stress and a better financial position.
I still own my first house that I bought.
Perfect, perfect, perfect.
Yeah, the rent's really nice. A lot higher than the mortgage, so that's good.
Sure, sure, absolutely. The best part about this, Jen, that I feel comes along with it is nobody's asking you to buy something that you don't need. So you can leverage the power of real estate, and you need somewhere to live anyway.
True.
Why not?
It's like with the interest rates being so low, it feels like free money.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Cool.
So I'll get it started. Here we go.
Do it.
All right. So I want to show you some real life examples because I feel like that will bring this all full circle.
Yeah.
At any point in time, you got a question, stop me, please. Okay.
Don't worry.
All right. You got to raise your hand though. Don't interrupt the teacher.
What?
All right. All right. So here we go. The average amount of time that people are staying in homes has actually recently been revised. The golden rule has always been 7 years.
Right.
Now we're hearing that it's 9 years.
No, we don't want that. We want it to go for like 5.
3, yeah, exactly.
2,
right?
1,
right.
yeah.
So, I always ask people how much you're paying in rent and how long. Pretend you never met me, pretend you have no idea that you can actually buy a house. Okay. How long do you think you would rent for? And a lot of people don't know that answer. So then we just kind of go with, well, let's just use 9 years since that's the average. So I can show you some examples. Okay.
Okay, cool.
So this is in 9 years. Excuse my handwriting, please.
It's so weird. We never write anymore, huh?
Right. In 9 years. So let's suppose you are paying rent of $1,000 a month.
Okay.
Okay. So every month you're sending in your rent payment. Unfortunately, all of that is interest and none of it is principal. So you're just
I never thought about it like that because we're not paying anything down.
You're not.
Ooh.
And you're just building wealth for the owner of that building, right? Let's flip that on its head and start building wealth for you. Hashtag fire your landlord today.
Not if I'm your landlord. Don't fire me.
Everybody else. 9 years. 9 years is 108 months. So we're going to just we're going to do this in kind of monthly terms, okay?
Oh, wow.
So
okay.
If you were to pay rent for the next 108 months at $1,000 a month, you would have spent.
It's a lot.
$108,000.
Right. Okay? Wow.
Now, at the end of that, and this is assuming that your rent never gets increased over 9 years.
Which it will.
So this is a big number, but this number really should be bigger than this, $108,000. Okay.
Right.
Now, unfortunately, at the end of the 9 years, the landlord doesn't hand you a check and say thank you. They just say thanks. It's been real.
They don't give you the apartment either.
Yeah. here's, you hand over your keys, you don't get any money. When you own property, typically, not always, but typically you're walking away from the closing table with some money.
Yeah.
That's the point, right?
Right.
So 108,000, this is a big negative number. That's a big negative number because you get nothing for it.
Right.
So our baseline is $108,000 negative.
Okay.
Now, it depends on how much house you can buy. Property taxes are going to go into this. But if you use average taxes in the area, I think $1,000 a month should get you about a 165, 175 house.
That sounds right. Yeah.
Cool. So FMV is the fair market value. Okay. Let's say you bought a $165,000 house today. Okay. That means that the house is worth $165,000 today. And let's suppose you didn't even put any money down on the house. Okay. So you're starting at 165. Okay. Now, historically, homes appreciate about 3% a year. If you look over the past 80 years, 100 years, it's about 3%.
Even with even with the years where it went really far down, like 9, 10.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes. 3% is a conservative figure to use. I think it's an accurate figure to use. The historical data says to use it. Over the past couple of years, we've been seeing 5, 6, 7, 8% appreciation.
Right.
However, we've also experienced years where you lost 10%. So overall, let's use the 3%.
Okay.
So 3% appreciation per year. Okay.
Okay.
So after the 9 years.
Oh, let's see your calculator. What are you using there?
Oh, I have a calculator. Yes, I'm a nerd. I know. 9 years at 3% appreciation, meaning every year it goes up 3, and then 3 on the new number, and then 3 on the new number. So it gets bigger and bigger and bigger, kind of compounding. That same $165,000 house should be worth roughly $215,000.
Nice.
Okay.
Okay.
Now, at the same time, you have a loan, and you're paying on your loan, and your balance is going down.
Right.
So we have the price of the home is going up, and the balance is going down.
Right.
This is what is called equity. Okay. Equity is the next best thing to cash.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure.
Equity is just simply the concept of the value of the home minus what you owe the bank.
Okay.
$200,000 house with a $120,000 loan, your equity's $80,000.
Right.
Okay. The power of real estate. So if the home is worth $215,000 using 3% appreciation in 9 years, and we started at 165.
Yeah.
Your loan balance, and this is assuming you're just paying the minimum payment that the bank requires.
And what's the interest rates it's assuming?
I'm going to use 3.
Okay.
A lot of people are able to get lower. Some people are a little bit higher.
Okay.
So I think for this example, that makes sense.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So I'm going to ask the calculator, what is the balance with a 3% interest rate, 30-year loan, 3% starting at 165.
Okay.
The balance will be $130,000.
Oh, wow.
Okay. So
I can see where you're going, Jeremy.
What's that?
I can see where you're going.
Yes, you see it? You see it?
Yes,
okay. So if the house is worth $215,000 in 9 years and your balance is $130,000 in 9 years,
yeah,
the difference between the two is what your equity is.
Yeah, your $85,000, right?
Yes. I don't need the calculator.
You don't need a calculator for that. I got you.
Okay. $85,000. Okay. And this is a positive number. But however, you are not $85,000 better off. You're not.
No.
You are actually, what are we comparing this to?
Oh, the rent. Oh. Okay.
So
you're adding that back in?
The difference between renting is a negative $108,000 versus positive $85,000,
Mm-hmm.
you are $193,000 better off in 9 years by owning a home, and your payments $1,000 a month, and that's what you're paying in rent, and you get control over what you want to paint the walls,
Nice.
and you don't have a
And how
landlord.
many pictures you want on the walls?
You can do whatever you
You
want.
could just all of the pictures on the walls.
Yes, yes.
That's
So-
nice. But even if we don't like, even that makes sense. But like, even if we only consider the equity, you could
Exactly.
take that, and you may even be able to take that and buy an investment property, right?
Sure, absolutely.
We can talk about that in a different video.
Yep, I call that mailbox money.
Yeah.
You buy an asset. Of course, there's some work involved. Nothing's
Yeah.
free.
Right.
So you got to manage tenants and things, but then you've got checks every month, every
Yeah.
month, every month. And the way rent is going, when you own a home, your principal and interest can't change if you have a fixed rate mortgage, which is
Right.
by far the most common,
Yeah.
by far. The only thing that can kind of go up on you is taxes over time, which they
Mhm.
will, and your insurance over time, which it will. But you have more control over that than some landlord just waking up one morning and saying, you know what, I'm going to start charging $1,200.
Right. Or
That's
like,
possible.
yeah, like the lease is up. Here's the fair market rent is, yeah, like 1,200 or 1,300 instead of 1,000. So pay it
Exactly.
for, yeah, no, I get it. That's awesome.
So tying this a little bit back to, the 90% of the millionaires in the United States made their money in real estate. All they're doing is doing this concept
Yeah.
4 times, 5 times, 10 times, 20 times, 50 times over.
Right.
Over and over and over and over. They're not just doing it once. So that's where the real estate investing comes in. But we are strictly just looking at buying one home, paying the same amount you are in rent,
Right.
and instead of paying 100% interest and building somebody else's wealth, you start building your own.
That's awesome. Well, and with rent being so high too, I mean, the chances of you paying $1,000 a month in rent are low. It's going to be more like 1,500. And
I
then
agree.
if you buy, this is great. Awesome.
Right.
Well,
You should be getting double of what you have with a rent. Like,
right.
You might have a 1-bedroom, 1-bath apartment here with no
Yeah.
garage.
Right.
Or the 165 house. Now it depends on what part of town, but I mean, at least 2 bedrooms, a
Yeah.
couple bathrooms,
Right.
a garage,
Right.
your own yard.
Right.
You don't have to share the washing machine with anybody.
Right.
Love it,
Exactly.
right?
That's awesome. That's really helpful to write it out. I appreciate you walking through that example. Thank you.
Of course. I'm a very visual learner. I think a lot of people are, and seeing this is just powerful stuff.
Yeah.
This is definitely, first-time home buyers absolutely love this. This is motivational. This
For sure.
shows, I don't just have a house and, what am I going to do? I got to cut grass. I got to do this. There is more work. Don't think there's not more work.
Right.
But look at the benefit.
I know.
I
exactly.
think it's easier. It's an easier pill to swallow when I ask you, hey, can you come up with $5,000 for closing? I'm asking you to come up with $5,000 for closing.
Well, but
so
you
that
have
I
to come
can-
up with it anyway if you're going to do a security deposit, rent, first month's rent. I mean, all that. So you're
Yes,
coming up
yes,
with it. Something
yes.
like it.
So there are programs that you can do with 0 down. There are programs with 3%, 3.5%, 5%, 10%. So whatever
Yeah.
fits your budget, right?
Right.
It just makes sense to do it this way because you're putting in a little bit of money to realize big money.
Yeah, that makes
Right.
sense. Right.
And like you said, you're going to spend it on rent anyway. You can use tax returns for down payments, tax return money. You can use the new stimulus money that the government's given for COVID. You can get a gift, or you can have the money in the bank, or there's also other options which are just, unique to everyone's situation.
Mhm.
So everyone should definitely at least take 15, 20 minutes to see where they stand and see if they can do this.
Do you want them to, what's the best way to get a hold of you to look at the numbers?
I would say a phone call.
Okay.
You know,
What's your
and then
digits, Jeremy?
Digits? All right. My digits are 513-432-6971. That's my personal cell phone number. Call anytime. I try to make myself available 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. So it's not about my convenience.
They can text too, right?
They
If
can
they're
text.
after those
They can text.
hours and set up a time to talk.
Absolutely.
Perfect.
Absolutely.
Cool. Well, thanks a lot, Jeremy. Have a good day.
You too. Thank you.
See ya.
Bye.